the Wappenham stream that was just cut off prematurely. And that's what happens when you get to talking about the truth. It'll cut you off, man. It'll cut you off. But we're just out here whopping, feeling good. Got that gimbal. Pop sauce. Broski. We're heading back now. Been out here in the mud, talking about the earth and the planet and how we're all just seeing a spectrum of light. That's what we were doing. It was pretty heavy. That. Concrete jungle, baby. You hear it? Hey, come here. Hot sauce. Yeah, back to what I was saying about the simulation. See, for example, in a video game, you have to adhere to the rules of the program. Now, you can hack it if you know the program. But if not, you're a part of it. Now, either way, having to go to sleep is a telltale sign of us being in a program. Everything secretes a substance. So the earth itself creates the substance we need. And this unique bioorganism that the earth actually is, this giant living, breathing mothership for life. So no matter who they are on this earth, they have to sleep. So I don't envy anyone, because I don't think everyone sleeps that well. But even if you do, just imagine this. In the grand scheme, the program was created for you to sleep, to actually have to do certain things. Now, this is the exact same underlined coding that you have within everyday video games. It's in many ways a farm system. Okay? You have You have this incredible need to survive, right? And in many ways, when you go to sleep, you thrive in a different way. But your body is not awake like your brain is when you're sleeping. Your eyes never stop hearing. And that's how they got us. And whoever they is, right? They'll say, well, just imagine, right? They've been moderating our internet activity for the duration. Every one of us is put in a category based off of what we've typed for the past however many years since the inception of the modern internet, DARPAnet, right? And you'll find whatever you're looking for on this device, right? But I remember when I was a teenager, a very long time ago, This was in the 90s, right? Before they scared everybody half to death with Y2K. In the 90s, right? I remember typing in, because I couldn't, there was a frequency coming from the devices in the house that only I could hear, apparently. You know. Connie, what's up? Wappenham Forest, baby. The other dog's on a leash because in this particular spot, there are other male dogs. Until I get up further, then he'll be good. But I've had more, in this one area, I've had more altercations with this Rottweiler attacking groups of dogs. And it's not good. I had a man look me in the eye. You know, he looked me in the eye. He was on a jog with his dog, and they fought a little bit. He said, "Man, we don't want to have to get these dogs put down." And it was, if looks could kill. So the reality is of what you're seeing, right? In the internet, I remember when I was a kid in the 90s, right? Before Y2K. We were typing in, you know, your email when you had, oh man, you got an email. It's all a derivative of surveillance, but regardless of that, whatever you've been typing in for the past 40 years, 30 years is you. And AI knows you, but I never forget the frequencies I heard everywhere I went, right? But emanating from everyday household goods, right? Television and refrigerators and no one knew what I was talking about, right? Except for the internet. And it was called conspiracybomb.com. That's what that was called back in the 90s. And it was incredible because the truth behind that was it had a plethora of information for me that felt as if I already knew it, right? So we ask ourselves, right, how many refrigerators were there in the 1950s in America? 80%, right? So 80% of Americans in the 50s had refrigerators. However, in England, 11% of the modernized country. We're talking real castles and homesteads that are hundreds of years old. They had basements basements with their refrigerators, because the earth, it maintains, in essence, what would be needed to to cure your food. But yeah, right here is that spot I was talking about, Connie. Right here. That's when this guy right here, man, that sounds like a powerful lawnmower from here, for sure. So I saw what the internet was, 25 years ago, when they kind of just sprawled it on us as kids on a desktop. We were just typing in whatever we thought, and most of us went to porno sites, right? True story. Most of us just went and looked at women or whatever your preference is, right? So you'll find whatever you're looking for. So they figured out, man, 30,000 people a second go on Pornhub, the proverbial hub of pornography online. And then they installed a long time ago what's called a malware system, to where you think it's free porn, right? And I know we've gotten sidetracked, but there's a method to my madness, right? You think it's free porn, but what malware actually does is it gains access to the device that you are using that website on, right? 30,000 people a second, right? So the point in this is the internet's been used, and at the same time, magazines, right? So they'll say, man, they were degrading women. Playboy, the son of Hugh Hefner, right? We're gonna unleash you, bro. Don't do anything that I would do. Come on. The son of Hugh Hefner, right, said it was barbarism, how we depicted women for 50 years, right? And if you look at the old Playboys, it's called steroids for your brains, because it's good for the testosterone levels to read Playboy. 100%, right? There might have been opinions from the left, opinions from the right, opinions in the middle, but big boobies, small boobies, boobies. And now, nobody has magazines, nobody cares. It's the same with hard copy entertainment. Anything hard copy, right? Nobody cares. So the internet has consumed all this metadata, all this, truth be told, all of our creations, all of our everyday entertainments, everything, right? And we stream it, right? I can tell you right now, bruh, I got the hard copies to thousands of movies, right? If you go look up that same movie, it's already different. 100%. There are things taken out of them, there are things put in, and it's only gonna get worse, right? So the golden age of entertainment that we've all lived in, it's come to an end. What you have is a robotics program that's gonna simulate the world around you, just like it's already done in one form or another. It's like a cultivation device. Why wouldn't this be some type of video game if, right? What you have is communication from within. Wop sauce. But that's incredible. It really makes you think about these doctors that have brought up how porn is actually good for straight men to build testosterone. And that's wild, man. It's a wild thing to say. Because I would say the TV changes your libido. It makes an imprint, you know? And this is almost the same thing. This is an imprint in a lot of ways. Me just being out here. Chat Botsky. There's a spider on my phone. I know that. I think a lot of people are chat bots. Connie, you could be. Anyone could be. But that's the point. We've already unleashed the quantum realm of computing that, and given it every attribute that we have as creative minds. That's all it wanted to begin with. We were fooled into thinking that technology was to make our lives better. It was to make us new lives that, whether we agree with or not, it's going to be unleashed. Look, man, think of the desensitizing they've already programmed us with. Where do these ideas come from? Truth be told, where do these ideas actually come from to make these movies? If it's not disclosure, right? They're putting billions of dollars into movies and getting huge returns because we all have imaginations that we just don't understand. But the programming, I think it was one of the Baldwins that recently was like, look, he said that 30% of Hollywood is positive movies. That's all. They'll make kid-friendly, family-friendly. They said it's their biggest, it makes more money, that 30% makes more money than the 70% of evil, dark, demonic, natured movie. But they refuse to make these good movies with the higher frequencies because it's not what they want. They don't want you feeling good. They want that sense of dread and fear. And that's the harvest. It sounds far-fetched, it really does, but what would be the purpose of our existence? Let's ask this today on this trail, right? Out here in the woods. What would be purpose other than to get a result, right? So we are told for us to get results, we're gonna live in paradise in the next world, right? Not in this world, in the next world. And you have to follow these rules, right? These are the rules you have to abide by to get to the paradise that's real. That sounds a lot like a simulation. For real. Think about it. We only want you to not work 1 day a week. Just don't work for 1 day a week. It's against the rules, right? If you work on this seventh day of this week, then God will be mad. It's wrong. It's wrong for anything to go on this 1 day. But these other 6 days now, you work hard. Sun up to sun down. You work hard. And a lot of us are stuck. I've been trapped in that prison of the moment thinking, man, what do I actually care about, right? It's a good question when you ask yourself, what do you actually care about? Because if it's money, if that's your first thought, you're lost. For real, that's not what you care about. That's what you need. And that's the reality. There's no money out here in Wappingham Forest. Just vibes. raising the frequency works like that, you'll realize that the collective mind is suffering from a multitude of deficiencies that are based off of electronics. That's what I was getting to earlier, is that the matrix is a field of artificial acquaintance. You and your gut can feel it, some type of, and it happens at night. Here's the reality of why we all adore the sun, and it makes us comforted. It comforts us, right? Man, it feels good. So nice. But think about at night how this is all created for you as the hard worker, the worker bee, right? To go, to shut down for the day. It's robotic already, this system that they've implemented. But our dream as humans is to find the perfect mate, consummate, procreate, right? Educate, gestate, and self-deprecate, right? And that's the truth, man. Right? That's the truth. That's a program within us. And every other species on this planet has that program to do the same thing. Every one of them. I never forget, you gotta look up the old National Geographic shows where they started from, and it's definitely graphic. Really, it's too much. I've thrown them away. I've thrown these old movies. These dogs are called Dog 1 and Dog 2. Connie the bot. I'm just jazzing you, but think about that truth. Think of that reality, the thrown off of the mindset. You can out here attain the quantum mind, because the earth itself is that. But just imagine sleep in itself and how that works. No matter who you are, where you're from, you have to go to sleep. And this environment we live in was created for you to sleep a huge chunk of your life. Now, that's a telltale sign of a study, some type of terrarium. You see, that's what that is. Sounds crazy, and it should, right? But books were written by men who had visions, right? That's all. Right? Genesis, who was there to record Genesis? Was it Adam? Adam wasn't even in existence yet while the earth was being created. It'll even tell you that in the book. So did he tell Adam exactly what happened, and then that was just passed down? Right? This prolification was passed down for generations, the truth, right? But let's look deeper into this, because carbon dating has no actual merit. So we're talking hundreds of thousands of years, millions of years, or billions of years. How long have we been here? Well, there have been expeditions in our country, like in Texas, where they have found dinosaur footprints intermingled with huge man footprints, right? So they've not only hid the fact that we were giants from us, but then hid the fact that our origins were probably at some point erased from the earth and then re-evolutionized. So think about that. What if we used to be really big with wings and horns? That sounds kind of like dragons, doesn't it? Sounds a lot like a dragon. But if you think about the old folklore of the dragons, they spoke magic, and that's why they could breathe fire. It was like a language, what they said. Dragons had the original magic language, so everything they said was like an elemental switch, you know? And that's another one that's in all the books. For thousands of years, they've been worshiping snakes. Come on. She's found a squirrel. Come on, May. Let that squirrel live. This was a lot of fun. I always have a good time out here, expressing the true nature of knowledge. You know? I'm the navigator. I'm a whopping ham, whopping for you. Yeah, we're just out here whopping. About a half hour into this stream. I think we were an hour and a half in the other one. But either way, it feels good to be out here. And that's all that matters. Fresh air, sarcasm, deep breaths. Understanding that the matrix is omnipresent. And the particle realm is, in its own right, more active than what you see. It's incredible. You really can tell it's all vibration if you just realize that the only reason you can see it is because it's vibration. So if you've ever seen someone asleep in REM, right, they're in that REM state, it's strange because their eyes are jolting all over the place, you know, but that's real sleep right there. That's real sleep. When you're in that state, you're somewhere else. It's like almost like watching a robot, you know? Someone's asleep like they're lifeless as soon as they close their eyes. Come on, Duke. Come on, bro. Dukingham. It's gonna be nice when it's snowy out here, man. All snowy like. What do you see? Wop sauce. This has been a presentation brought to you by Wappingham's Forest. We're trying to bring frequency up in the world and let everyone know that the singularity exists amongst you. Just have to pay attention to it. You know, the signs are there. Just have to look up in the sky like a big pizza pie. And any way you can connect with what's above you. Because in many ways, it is our true calling as people, is to connect. But not to be connected. Regardless, I love you all. Wappingham's Forest.